Now, thousands of citizens have gathered at Seoul's Gwanghwamun Square to mark the first anniversary of the start of the candlelight rallies that eventually led former President Park Geun-hye's impeachment over a sprawling corruption scandal. Let's connect to our Unshin, who is at the Gwanghwamun Square. And Unshin, describe the scene for us.
Hey, Jiyeon. As you mentioned, this is the very spot where thousands of South Koreans gathered every Saturday for some 6 months, starting in last October, to demand then-President Park Geun-hye's impeachment. Actually, highlights from those rallies are being shown through a big screen right now behind me. The rallies not only led to her impeachment, but many of those involved in the power abuse scandal, including Park herself and other political heavyweights and Samsung's de facto boss, are now behind bars, attending trials and awaiting their final sentences. So obviously those months-long candlelight vigils were such a significant period in Korea's modern history. But I wanted to hear why it's important to mark them from the people who came out today. Take a look.
I'm too young to vote, but I still join the candlelight rallies as a member of society. I still see that there's political and social injustice in the nation, so I wanted to come here to remind myself and the people of the problems we still face.
I was at the rallies last winter for the same reason I took part in other protests back when I was a college student, to strengthen our democracy. I'm here again today because the nation has yet to achieve an ideal state of democracy, and we still need to pour our collective efforts into perfecting it.
So it shows people are proud, inspired by those rallies, and still determined to root out any remaining social and political deep-rooted evil in the society. And organizers are actually expecting about a couple thousand people to attend today's event, but people have just begun to gather, so maybe we'll see even more.
Right, it looks like citizens at today's event, young and old, recognize the significance of the rallies, with some saying it marks an important point in Korean history in terms of the people's drive for a more mature democratic spirit.
Well, globally, these candlelight protests are recognized as an exemplary practice of democracy. I was actually here last year, and I remember meeting a group of women who brought food and hot drinks for the police officers who are actually there to make sure the demonstrations don't get out of control. So not only were people able to remove corrupt people from positions of power, but the rallies were always kept very peaceful and civil. And after each and every rally, citizens stayed behind to clean up the square. And as we learned today, it seems like citizens are still determined to do what they can do to perfect Korea's democracy 1 year on. Back to you, Jiyeon.
Thank you, Unshin. That was our Unshin live for us from Gwanghwamun Square.